Okay, fellas, Dick and Charleston, Jeffrey is back. I've had a few people comment saying that they really couldn't read the slave tag. Um, I'm going to try to get a better shot. I've got it out in the sun today. Well, that's where I'm at right now, holding it in the sun. I'm recording off of a cheap LG smartphone, but it says Charleston at the top, and then it has 1860, and then it says mechanic, and then the number 150, I believe, is down at the bottom. So hopefully y'all can see that. And I've got a little information on the tag. I really hadn't done a whole lot of research, but it's kind of hard to figure out exactly what a mechanic did. Slave tag, or what a mechanic, slave, I should say, I guess, did, what their duties were, um, you know, what exactly they did. I've read that they did a little bit of everything, that they were kind of like, um, you know, rented out, I guess, or and I guess they wore this mechanic tag because they were kind of a expert at a little bit of everything. Just want to make sure y'all can see this. And so we'll go over here. Y'all should have been able to see that. And we'll set that right here. And then there's some general information. It said slave tags. Although other southern cities such as New Orleans, Richmond, Savannah, Wilmington, North Carolina pass ordinances similar to Charleston's slave badge laws, only Charleston seems to have implemented them. As noted in the book, Slaves in the Family, Charleston was the Jerusalem of slavery, its capital and center of faith. More slaves were imported through Charleston than any other American city. Early slave owners employed many methods to maximize their slave ownership. Many would hire their slaves out to others to do work for considerably less pay than similar poor white labor would cost. This angered and produced resentment among white labor force, which resulted in them calling upon those who wrote the laws to intervene. The lawmakers then legislated the slave hire laws, which produced slave badges / slave tags, among who collected and sell slave tags. It is commonly accepted that they were made from 1800 through 1865. The conclusion of the Civil War being the end of slavery and slave tags. It is less known that slave tags were also produced in Charleston from the early 1700s through 1790. None from this period had ever been found. It may be that the slave tags were written on paper or produced on a thin type of metal which could not survive these 200 plus years since the end of their use. And basically we have, what I'm getting is three shapes. The huckster slave tag is very rare. And then you have the scalloped slave tag, and then I guess it's the Fisher slave tag, or that's just that one's a Fisher slave tag, yeah. But there's three shapes, I believe, or maybe several shapes, I'm not sure, but these are three that I'm seeing right this second. But the huckster slave tag is like the very rare. Yeah. You have, let's see, you've got porter, fisher, servant. There are like 5 or 6 different names that they would put on the tags, and of course I don't have that with me right here, but the servant, fisher, porter, you had mechanic, and there was a fruiter, and there was 2 more that I can't think of right now off the top of my head. But yeah, I couldn't find out exactly what the mechanic slave would have done. So if anybody's out there watching that's familiar with slave tags and what exactly a mechanic did, please leave a comment, let me know. It's a really nice, my best find ever. I'll probably never find anything like this again, and I honestly don't plan on keeping it. I'm probably going to donate it to museum. We've got a new museum being built right now. I believe it's Drayton Plantation. It's either Drayton or Magnolia. I think it's Drayton. Either Drayton, Magnolia, or Middleton Plantation down 61. They're building a really nice exhibit for the slaves. But yeah, a few people left comments saying that they couldn't really see exactly what the tag said. So hopefully you can see this, because I can't see it. I'm looking through the phone. Hopefully you can read that. Let's see. That's enough. Get against a white background. Will it help me? I don't know. But yeah. I'm probably going to donate it. I'm going to, because I'm not going to get it. I mean, it's just going to sit, sit in my display case, which I don't even have one yet, but it's just going to sit around, and it needs to be viewed and and where people can see it every day, and it's a really important part of Charleston's history. And this is some of the stuff I found with the AT Pro since I've had it. A lot of iron. And I know all metal detectors, they get fooled by the iron. But this right here, I just thought this was a piece of iron, which it is a piece of iron. And I started to rub it just right before I walked out here. And I said, well, man, that kind of looks like a fuse off of a shell. Don't to you guys? It's brass. That part is brass. Here we go with the sun again. That part is brass. I don't see any numbers or anything, but it's got some, some fancy, in the part there with the brass part. But it looks like a little timer that I see. Chig and the rest of them who find those shells. But it's it's too thin, I think, to be a piece of just, shell fragment. But man, I tell you, that does look like a timer, don't it? So that's that, and that's a really cool piece. It's nothing, unless y'all have an idea what it is. But it's a really cool piece of copper. It's got that really, really cool green patina to it. And this I found yesterday. It's iron. What in the world that went to, I have no idea. Looks like a little wheel. That's pretty cool. Couple shotgun stamps. This one here, I believe, is older because it still has I can feel the paper. I don't know anything about shotgun shells, anything, but a couple shotgun shells. Found a round ball, a fishing weight, colonial fishing weight. And I don't know if that's a musket ball. It's lead, and I do believe they made musket balls out of lead. This is a really nice button. It's pewter. I think I have that on film. I think I was able to catch that on film, but it's pewter. That's an old button. This one here, definitely I remember getting this one on film because when I found it, I didn't know if it was a coin or not, and I picked it up and started to rub it, and I seen that gold, and I was like, oh, is this gold coin? And I felt the little shank on the back. Another little button. I have never found a button like this. It's solid brass, and it's thick. It's really thick, and I can't get anything off the front of it, but I don't know. It looks to be like an early button. I don't think there's any back marks on it. And one thing I've been wanting to find forever is a harmonica reed. I've never found an entire one. I dug a hole the other day, and there's like 6 or 7 pieces of it in there. And these are just modern pennies, and dug this yesterday, 1987 quarter. What else? Some buckles, and I always keep my pottery. This isn't old. I know that's not old, but I think this is I think that's an old piece of pottery. Couple buckles, and this is brass. Any idea, y'all, what that might have went to? Any idea? I have no idea. It's got threads on the inside, I believe. So where it would have screwed into something. old piece of chain yesterday I found. And you always find one of these everywhere. And some old glass. Really, that's about it. Yeah, so that's, I've been out 5 or 6 times, I guess, now with it, and on mule shoe. First mule shoe, first horseshoe of any type. And I think that might have been a band to a barrel. I dug it, and I ran my detector back over and over, and I wasn't picking anything else up, so I don't believe it was a trash pit. Yeah, so just trash. I'm about to get some 5-gallon buckets back here and start filling them all up. And go from there. I think I've showed y'all this old copper spoon bowl. Oh, and I did find a which I have both of that on one of my videos. I found a large cent. Very first time out with the detector, and really haven't been on the coins, as y'all can tell. A few pennies. I did dig a Merc the other day, a 43 Merc, but I am missing the coins. So I don't know. I need to get me a smaller coil. I'm still hunting with the stock coil, and this place is obviously iron infested in parts. There's sections that's got iron everywhere. But listen to the old timers. They say that's where you're gonna find the good stuff, is in the iron. So I need to get me a smaller smaller coil and go from there. But this here is pretty wild. Don't have any ideas what that is there, man. Y'all holler at me. Like I said, I don't see any numbers or anything. I don't even know if they'd use numbers. Maybe they just turned it to a certain point. But it's definitely brass. But it's just not thick enough to be a shell, I don't think. I don't know. But damn, if that don't look like a timer to me. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and share. I might get out there now. I'm thinking about going right now, but it's I'll tell you what, I'm sweating. I've been there 15, 20 minutes now. I'm soaked. Gotta go back to work tomorrow. Ain't looking forward to that. Oh, and check this out, y'all. I've got some baby bluebirds up here. Do you see him up there with his mouth open? I'm probably shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna let y'all take a little look at him. See his little head sticking out? These are eastern bluebirds. See him with his mouth open? He's waiting on his mama, and his mama is right there on that power line. She's watching me. So he's right there waiting to get fed. Let's see what happens here. I ain't gonna hurt you, buddy. I know you're hungry. We'll give everybody a look at you. You're on YouTube. You're on YouTube. Can you see you? Are you on YouTube? Say hi. Cool. I hope y'all seen him. There's a mama bird right there. I'm not gonna hurt your babies. Your baby's okay. I'm walking away. That's the third set of babies we've had in the last 3 months. So they have been going crazy back here. And I don't know how many's in there right now. But they're loud, man. When she gets in there, she doesn't have nothing in her mouth now. She'll bring a bug to them, and when she flies in there, they go crazy. I mean, you can hear them in the house with the door closed. But yeah, hopefully y'all got a peek of them in their little nest there. Like I said, that's the third set in 3 months, 3 or 4 months, 3 months, man. They're just going at it. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching.